Hello, everyone. It's Jerry at the Fledge. Welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. And today, our guest is in Australia, so we're pre-recording so that they can get some sleep and all of that. Before we get started, I need to describe myself. So I've got brown hair, brown eyes. I've got my headset on. I'm sitting at my office at home with my plants behind me, and I'm wearing a very relevant shirt today, my blockchain shirt that David Smith gave me, I don't know, a few years ago for a Bitcoin birthday present. So today on the show, we have two guests, and I'm going to bring them on right now. The Jewler and Portals. We'll not be using real names right now. We're using screen names or crypto names, if you will. And how you guys doing today?
Doing great.
So we're in a couple parts of the world right now. So let's start with, I can't see your faces. I can see your clothing and a medallion you have on. Anyone want to say why we can't see your faces right now?
Yeah, so basically, we work with cryptocurrency and we work in the decentralized finance area. We're not showing our faces because we don't want to be completely doxxed and, people look us up and find out personal information about us or even potentially target our cryptocurrency wallets.
Right. So trying to protect your privacy, to protect your assets and all of that. That's
right.
Okay. And same with you, the Jeweler?
Basically the same reason, yes.
All right. So let's start out with, so the Jeweler's here. He's been working with both groups, the Fledge and the Cold Truth Culture, and kind of serving as an intermediary to translate Australian English to U.S. English. So let's start with you, Portals. Where were you born and raised, and what got you into crypto?
Rightio. I was born and raised in Australia, South Australia, Adelaide, on a farm. What got me into crypto was I read it in a magazine when I was a young kid. I thought it was pretty interesting. I didn't really understand much about it. As I grew older, I think I was about maybe 21 years old. I started to see a few more things happening in the crypto space. It hadn't really kind of really found some ground yet, but things were evolving and things were changing, and it was kind of giving a chance to people that hadn't necessarily been able to engage with finances in that way before. So I kind of got in, I got out. I lost a bunch of money on cryptocurrency, as most people did, when the bubble popped. When the bubble popped in 2017, leading into 2018. Didn't really understand it that much, but as I got into it a lot more, I realized it had such great potential. And then when a whole bunch of different normal financial services started getting involved, that's when I knew it was the real deal.
All right. And what about you, the Jeweler? Is it similar, your story, how you got into crypto?
It's similar. In 2012 was when the first time I heard of Bitcoin. I actually read Satoshi's white paper. But ironically, I didn't get involved until around 2017 also. So it took me a long time to catch up. And when I did get involved and started realizing some of the potential it had, along with the business I do, I really got interested and ever since became more educated, and every day I try to learn as much as I can about it, meet as many people as I can. Yeah.
All right. So Portals, let's talk about a couple of your projects, if you don't mind. Let's start not in the crypto world for a second. Let's start in the music world. You're a musical artist, right?
That's right. I'm a rapper. I rap with a group called Cold Truth Culture.
And so anyone that's watching in America, what's Australian rap like? A lot like?
It's a bit different. In our culture, it's just about kind of explaining where you come from and what you see in your everyday life, the things that affect you, the things that you might want to see change in the world. And really, it's just about having a whole bunch of fun with your mates. You might kind of get together and kick back and have a freestyle session, have a few beers, all the rest of it.
Do you have a like a SoundCloud or all of that stuff?
Yeah, we have a Cold Truth Culture SoundCloud. We're also up on YouTube as well. You find us all under Sammy Cold.
All right. So I will any links that we reference today, crowd, we will put in the description of the YouTube video and out in the comments after we go live later today or tomorrow, whichever we ultimately decide. So, do you make money as a rapper?
As a rapper, no, not really. I mean, mostly making money on the blockchain. It's really hard to make money as a rapper in your day-to-day life, and it's really hard to make money as an artist in your day-to-day life. In Australia, most artists are only able to receive money if they become a tattoo artist or something like that, where they have to work a 9-to-5 job, and they've got to put on, a whole bunch of hours in order to get their pay at the end of the week. It's not so much expressing the art that they feel or that they believe in, truthfully. I feel like art is about expression, and it should be a lot easier to be able to get your artwork out there.
And now I'll bridge over to the crypto. Is there something you're doing in your Cold Truth Culture that can help an artist?
Yeah, that's right. So what we've done is we've put together a group of people that are all artists, and we've created a token called Cold Truth Cash. And what we've done is we've announced to people, hey, if you want to bring your artwork over to us, you don't have to know about blockchain or cryptocurrency or how to make an NFT, which is a non-fungible token. Yeah, we basically give them the opportunity to receive some cryptocurrency for their artwork. So we have a look at it. We talk amongst ourselves that are already involved in the project. Hey, do we like this art? Usually we kind of give everyone a fair chance and say yes. We give them some cold tokens, and then we mint their artwork on the blockchain for people to purchase.
So how does that process work? Like there's a cost to that. Sometimes I hear that the gas is very expensive or the fees for it. What has been your experience so far?
Right. So my experience so far, when I first got into creating NFTs, I was actually just creating them for a buddy of mine that created a lot of artwork and found it really hard to get any kind of recognition, let alone any money for his work, right? He's gone on to eventually become a tattoo artist, which is really great. He does really good work. But at that particular time, he wasn't feeling, too happy with himself. And I told him about these NFTs that people were creating online. I said, hey, man, I think this is a really, really good opportunity to be able to share your artwork with the world and at least even get some appreciation for it, right? So I started creating some NFTs and it was really costly, right? I mean, I probably spent maybe $200-300 just minting some NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain. And I was like, oh, man, I don't know if I can keep up with this. I did sell some artwork, which was really cool. I think I made about $100 worth of art from the 300 gas I used. But yeah, I got to a point, I'm like, man, there must be another way, right? So I found the XStar chain. They didn't have too much to do with NFTs at the time, but I found another project that I was interested in called Unifty that was starting to branch off into other blockchains. They got onto XDAI with their ERC 1155 standard, and I tested out the platform, and before you know it, I could mint NFTs for less than 1 cent. So I was able to share artwork with people all over the world, and it's not going to cost me next to nothing to be able to do it,
Yeah, that's so just for everyone, the Fledge has started an NFT farm with the help of the Jewler, and we're also using XDAI and I don't say it right sometimes, the Unifty farm to be able to do that. And thank you, Portals, for that, because we were about to spend hundreds of dollars minting, something that we could get $3 for.
That's
So,
right.
what what's been your biggest challenge with the NFTs? Is it onboarding people, or you made that really simple? I watched a couple videos on your website, and I think you do a great job of like explaining the MetaMask, for example. What challenges do you have with people that you're saying, hey, you should do an NFT, or do you say that, or do they just come to you and want an NFT?
To be perfectly honest, I would say the hardest challenge is getting them to believe in themselves. All of the technical stuff, it's not that hard, to be honest. Just about anyone can do it that knows how to use a computer or an Android phone or an iOS. Getting them to believe that they're able to do it is the hardest challenge.
I muted you, the jeweler, in case you want to come back on. I love that answer because it's not technical, it's not financial, it's, I don't know, self-esteem, it's confidence, huh?
Yeah, I think when a lot of people hear the word Bitcoin or they hear the word blockchain, they kind of get a little bit scared. They're not quite sure how to get involved in cryptocurrency. What we do is try to basically just make that process a little bit easier for them, and then give them all of the tools that they would need in order to create something themselves.
Yeah. So
And,
do you
and mostly educate themselves as well. That's a very important thing that we focus on.
still run into stigmas related to like Silk Road and all of that, where people thought, Bitcoin was just for criminals?
I don't hear it too much anymore, but with the folk around here that aren't really familiar with cryptocurrency, that's all they know about it. The days where cryptocurrency wasn't as tracked and it was very new, and I think the cryptocurrency industry has changed so much that everything is a lot more traceable in terms of the Silk Road things that were going on back then. A lot of that stuff's just all been shut down, and I think it's just a really bad stigma that needs to go away, because honestly I think it's like less than 0.05% of cryptocurrency gets used for those bad purposes.
Yeah.
And if you have a look at our traditional financial system, I mean, I can probably say a lot more of that gets used for bad purposes as well. And I mean, it's not the currency that's doing the damage, it's the people.
Yeah. It's still, I mean, the US $100 bill is still the worst type of currency in the world. I mean, you don't know where it's at, you don't know what it's been used for, you don't know how it got there. And with crypto, all of that's visible.
That's right. Yeah. Everything's on the blockchain. You can check how many wallet holders are holding a certain token if you wanted to invest in that project or something like that. You can see where the tokens are going and where they're circulating to. All of that stuff is visible, where with our traditional financial system, a lot of it is hidden.
Yeah. Could you would you walk us through like so you did you minted a couple of NFTs. Was the person that purchased those NFTs, were they going to own it? Was it a physical piece of art, or was it a digital piece of art?
So it's a digital piece of art. When you mint a non-fungible token on the blockchain, what that basically does is it gives it like a code or a receipt, so that you can prove that, hey, this is the original OG code for this piece of artwork. If your artwork doesn't have the same code, it's not the real deal. For instance, Australia is getting very involved in blockchain technology, and for a long time, some of the wines was the wines from the winery was counterfeited in all sorts of different countries. Now, what they've done is they've been able to give each one of these bottles of wine a code that's also on the blockchain as well, so it can't be copied. That way, you can authenticate that, hey, this bottle of wine is real, because you can scan it and you can see that it's whether it exists or not, whether that bottle of wine has been drunk and it's therefore disposed.
Yeah. I was working with an Australian company in 2016, on a project for certifications of management systems. I don't want to bore everybody, but I was trying to get them to do it on the blockchain, and they just weren't ready for it. But authentication is a huge part of what the blockchain can do for us, and proof of ownership. And what would you add to that if you wanted to describe the benefits of an NFT?
I would have to say that it really gives artists an opportunity to create artwork and make it original. When you share artwork online, anyone can kind of just copy it, use it as their background, and there's no authenticity to it. People can copy your music, and they can download it, but if they want to be able to say that, hey, I'm a true supporter of that artist, they need to be able to purchase that and have a way to be able to prove that they purchased it in the right way and not acquired it in the wrong way.
Do you see an integration, just sticking with that example, do you see an integration between, let's say, for example, Spotify and the actual song, where Spotify might check that you downloaded it, but you pay for it, you owned it, or maybe even just a media player? Do you see a world where licensing comes from the blockchain?
Almost definitely. I think the blockchain has a way to implicate itself into so many different various aspects of our copyright, our finance, and it can all be used in such a constructive way. It's just, we're slowly progressing into making all of that possible. I think that cryptocurrency can be integrated into a lot of the different applications and the websites that we use, whether it be social media, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or something like that as well. It just has so much room to move and so much room to grow as well.
So, I've got this shirt on that says blockchain. You've guys got the Bitcoin medallions hanging around your neck. I have one in my pocket, by the way.
Nice.
So a lot of people think about the blockchain, then they get confused about it, and they get confused about how it works, and they feel like, oh, they're going to get into something that they don't understand. And I'm just seeing email and Netscape and AOL all over again. Like, email's never going to be used in a large scale. I used to hear that all the time in the 90s. And, blockchain and crypto are following that same kind of path. Where do you think we're at in the evolution of what can be done?
I would have to say, yeah, we've only just breached the surface, honestly. It's only really just been recognized by some of the larger institutions in this world as an asset class. Governments are only just kind of recognizing that, hey, there's a thing over here and it's doing a lot more than what we thought it could, So, I think it has a lot more room to grow, especially when a lot of people start accepting it and understanding the potential and what it can do for them.
Yeah.
Most importantly, being able to bank the unbanked and give everyone equal opportunity.
Yeah, I think, when a lot of people talk about that, they think about maybe third world countries or countries that have unstable currency. But even in the community that the Fledge is in here in Lansing, we've got people that can't get a bank account because maybe they bounced checks a few years ago, or they don't have some credit rating or whatever. The bank just discriminates against them flatly. Yeah. That doesn't happen in crypto, though, right?
Not at all, no. If you're doing all the right things, no one can take money out of your wallet unless you allow them to and you approve that transaction. That's one of the things that I like. When you have a traditional bank account, or you have a line of credit or something like that, they can find all sorts of reasons to take money out of your account. And then on top of that, certain companies and governments as well, if they decide to take money out of your account, they can work out ways to do that. What I like about crypto is that money is yours unless you give it to someone.
Yeah, it does. It puts a lot more control in the hands of the the people being served by the bank or that are supposed to be being served by the bank.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So-
Also, when it comes to getting loans as well, if you've got the money there to put up for collateral, you're getting a loan. It wouldn't matter who you are, where you come from. You're just a wallet address that's got some tokens that's asking for a loan on those tokens, and you can go and get that. That's what I like about crypto.
Let's talk about that a little bit more, because now you're getting into like decentralized finance, or people will know it as DeFi, or some people will. What would be the benefit of, let's say, for example, I've got $20,000 in Ethereum. What would be the benefit of me taking a loan against that $20,000? Why don't I just cash it in?
I think most people that get into cryptocurrency, they believe that they're going to put money into it and that eventually they're going to take it out. But once they get on that journey and they get further along into it, they realize that cryptocurrency is something that you shouldn't want to sell. You should want to keep it. Everybody that's got crypto, they want to keep their crypto and they want to hold it for as long as they can, because they know how much it's going to be worth, and they know how much it's worth to them now, that they don't want to separate with it. I can understand anyone not wanting to sell their crypto and taking a loan on it so they could buy some more crypto. Also, I think a reason for doing something like that, say for instance, you're getting towards the end of your pay week, and in 2 days you're getting paid, but you need to buy some household things, you need to buy some dog food, you need to buy some nappies, this, that, and the other. You might just need $50 to get those few things done. So you take out a micro $50 loan on your Ethereum that you don't want to sell because it's awesome and you know that it's going to go to the moon. And then you buy the things that you need, you pay back your loan on payday, everyone's happy.
What happens if you don't pay back your loan? Is this like in a lock or something with the person who gave you the loan?
Well, that's right. So the amount that you put up for collateral, that will be held in a smart contract until you pay off the principal of your loan. And it'll be very clear to you the fees that you'll be charged in order to take that. And I tell you what, it's usually a lot less than a bank or a third-party loan shark are probably going to try and give you, especially if you don't have a good credit rating.
Yeah. So we have these things in the US called payday loans, where exactly the scenario that you described, but the interest rate, I mean, it might be a 10% fee for a 3-day loan. Are you going to see that in the crypto world right now, or is it much better than that?
It's much better than that. And I tell you what, if you've seen that, you probably wouldn't take it. You would look for something better, because there is a lot better around.
So there's a lot of predators in the financial systems, namely the big banks and institutions. I think the U.S. paid $200 billion in non-sufficient fund fees to the banks last year or the year before. It's just, they're predators all over the place. Do you see the crypto space safer than the non-crypto space? I think it's kind of related to the question you answered earlier.
I think yes and no. I think with the crypto space, it puts the responsibility onto the key holder, the person who has possession of those funds. It basically says that, hey, if you hand over your funds to the wrong person, that's your fault. So that's the downside of having full responsibility for your funds.
Yeah.
But within saying that, you have full control, and that's what people like about it.
So, hey, I'm gonna take a quick second just to, hey, Jewler, are you got anything you want to add to this, or I'm gonna keep going with portals if you'd like.
Well, I was going to jump in there on the loan thing because I just recently did that myself. I borrowed some money, and the typical collateral that you have to use, at least where I did it, was 4 times the amount you want to borrow. So I did just make the numbers what they were. I did a $10,000 loan. I had to put up $40,000 worth of Bitcoin to secure it. It was a 6-month loan. The interest rate on it was $50.
For 10 grand for 6 months?
Yep. Interest was $50.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yep. And there was I was approved immediately. instantly. Well, I mean, the collateral's there. It's similar to like pawning, I guess, but with a super low interest rate. You know, you're pawning your coins for a time, and in that time, your coins go up. So I'm over collateralized on my loan now. When I took the loan, Bitcoin was at 37,000. So I had to put up almost, a little over a whole Bitcoin at the time. So that's locked, and I only borrowed 10 grand. So in October, what they'll do is they'll take the principal out of my collateral when I get it back.
All right. And then you have to replace that then?
Well, I mean, I have 1 point something locked. So whatever $10,000 equals in October, they'll take the 10,000 out of that 1 point something that's locked.
Oh, okay. So not
like a point zero something.
All right.
You get it?
Well, yeah. Thank you for that example. So portals, how would you summarize your mission? Like, what's the mission of the Cold Truth Culture, or just you in general, however you'd like to describe it?
Yeah, well, I think our mission mainly is just to be able to give exposure to artists and to teach people about the blockchain and really give everyone an equal opportunity to get involved.
Would you say that your mission is more like a social endeavor, like to help people and protect people, or more on the? Yeah,
I want to be able to show people that, they can take their artwork from no matter what country they're from, no matter what stage of learning they might be at as well, so that they can, they'll be able to come to us and we can show them how they can make their artwork work for them, so that they can then give themselves exposure, so they can get their hands on some cryptocurrency and then, potentially work out deals with people where they might need some artwork made. I had a guy that joined us. It was making a spinning coin for us, a 3D spinning coin. I showed it to some people, and this other project seen it, liked it, and then offered him some commission work to create them a similar thing. And I think that's really great. That's what we're trying to achieve, really. That's an ideal example of what we're working towards.
Yeah, and the channels that open up in which you can distribute this. Like if I'm sitting in, let's say South Africa or Australia or whatever, I can sell art through some of these websites to people I never could have reached, even on my Instagram or Facebook. That's
right. Yeah.
So I love the social mission, but you also would like to sustain, I'm sure too. Is this how you want to make a living, is in the crypto space, or how you do for that matter?
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, I think it's something, it started off as a side hobby and then it become a lifestyle.
It is like that, isn't it? Once you get immersed in it. Do your friends get sick of talking about it?
Oh, hell yeah.
Then you're on your mission. So that's speaking of that, what is something you do every damn day to push that mission forward?
All right. Every damn day I wake up, I check those charts, see how all my tokens are going. I jump on my social media accounts. I talk to all the people. I see what art's being created. And just really spread the word about what we're doing here. I do nothing else all day, every damn day.
That's amazing. I'm happy that there's people like you doing this, because I think it is such an important movement. I mean, it's going to change the course of history, in my opinion, anyway.
I think so.
We daisy chain the shows together, and yesterday on the show, the guest has a question for you, and the question that I'm to pass to you from them is, where's the oddest place you've ever found inspiration?
I would have to say that would be either crypto Twitter or the depths of crypto Telegram groups.
So
it's a wild place out there.
What is crypto Twitter? Is it like cryptotwitter.com?
No, it's just following the crypto community
Yeah.
Twitter accounts. They've all got a little bit of a niche thing going on there. Yeah, man, I've seen some wild art come out of those guys. Memes are crazy.
What do you think about some of the social media platforms that are, using crypto or on the blockchain? Like, I don't know if you've heard of BitClout or Peppo, which is no longer around. You think that's the future of social media?
Oh, hell yeah. I think more social platforms really, really need to engage with cryptocurrency and figure out ways of making it more user-friendly to everyone. I mean, what Flow did was an absolute perfect example with NBA Top Shots.
Oh yeah. Tomorrow on the show, I've got Solar Steve, who works in the renewable energy space, particularly solar power, charging batteries. What question would you like me to pass to Solar Steve?
Solar Steve. All right. Yeah, I'd like to know, have you looked into mining some cryptocurrency with your solar panels? Have you thought about ways of making it easier for people to engage with that?
Yeah, so with the, I love that. With a little background on that, I mean, one of the criticisms of the blockchain or Bitcoin or the different cryptos that use proof of work, for example, is that the power consumption that they use. You want to give us a little background on that?
Yeah, so one of the concerns was that we're using a whole bunch of power to be able to mine these Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies. Realistically, though, I mean, we use a hell of a lot more power to be able to sustain our current financial system. But obviously, global warming is a concern. And I think that renewable energy is going to be the future of being able to power these machines that mine cryptocurrency and mine our transactions. So, yeah, I think that's the way forward.
Yeah. I had a guest on the show a few days ago who was mining Ethereum a few years ago, and he had to keep his windows open in his apartment during the winter time because it was so warm in the apartment, which is another kind of use of the energy that is created from the mining. But what have you experienced, or have you seen any solar applications that help with mining?
Yeah, I have. I read an article only just the other day. Maybe the jeweler could probably explain it a little bit better than I can, but Tesla was looking to allow people to use the extra energy harnessed from their solar panels to mine cryptocurrency with their Tesla what is it, a wall
Power wall?
battery power
Oh,
wall, that's what they call it. Yeah.
yeah. Do you want to jump in there, the jeweler?
Yeah. I thought I was still muted. So I read an article too yesterday regarding that, and Tesla was working on some plan to include Bitcoin miners, or was at least thinking about including some type of crypto mining within their power wall. So the power wall is a system that uses renewable energy and stores the energy, and then the power wall can be used. It's a battery basically that can run your house or anything you want to run electricity on. So in order to make that more sustainable and use less energy to mine, obviously it made sense to, or would make sense to, have it mine crypto while it's installed and in your house.
Yeah, I was thinking also, I wonder if they waste a lot of energy when they test those power walls, and if they could test them. I don't know, when I test a battery, I plug a light into it, but if I plugged a crypto miner into it and just fueled my mining operation with testing my batteries, seems like Elon Musk might have thought about that already.
Yeah, those guys are a lot smarter than I am. So, I don't know.
Nah, they're just lucky.
I'll take luck over smarts.
So back to portals, if you don't mind. A couple more questions here. One is, what is happiness to you, and are you happy?
Definitely happy. Happiness to me is being able to spend the most amount of time with my family, with my son. Um, Happiness to me is being able to be free to pursue your passion. And I'm doing that now.
That is awesome. That's a very similar to way I would answer it as well. I'd add my daughter and grandkids in there too, and my wife. But yeah, family and freedom. What gives you hope?
What gives me hope is, I would have to say, all the people that I've met throughout my journey. I mean, I've met a lot of bright people that are out there that are learning, and they're trying to make a really good impact on this world. So that certainly gives me hope.
Do you think the majority of people, maybe not that you run across, but that you work with in the crypto space, have a social mission?
I think so, yeah. I think there's a lot of like-minded individuals within the culture there.
Yeah, I think so too. What did we forget to talk about? Anything that you really wanted to make sure we discussed?
I'd probably just like to highlight that we're using the Unifty platform to mint our NFTs. I found those guys to be the most decentralized, to be the most helpful, and to give the best interoperability between a lot of different chains.
Yeah. And HoneySwap's important to you too?
Most definitely. HoneySwap, OneHive, they're a really, really solid community. Everybody's really helpful, very supportive of our project. And yeah, they just all want to have a good time and really support each other. So that's why I love being involved with those guys.
Yeah. What would you like to take us out with?
I would have to say, check out our music on YouTube. Perhaps check out Cold Truth Culture, Devil on My Shoulder.
Devil on My Shoulder?
Yeah.
I'll post it after we get done here. All right. Well, thank you so very much. I know it's late where you're at. I hope you got to get a pint or something while you were waiting for us here. And I really appreciate this and really appreciate meeting you. And I think we're going to keep talking for quite a long time.
Hey, no worries, Jerry. Thank you
And
very much.
yes, of course. And the Jewler, thanks for making this all happen. And thanks for doing what you do as well.
No problem. Thank you for having me. And it was great to actually see and meet. So that was cool.
Portals.
Oh,
all right.
You gotta add it.
All right. So thank you, everyone. Every damn day at 2 p.m. And I will talk to you or see you later.
Awesome.
See you guys.
See ya.